Hello and welcome. Right, today now I'm going to be making sherry trifle. So I'll be using a pack of orange jelly, a tin of fruit cocktail, some double cream milk, some carnation evaporated milk, bird's custards, some sprinkle for the top, pale cream sherry. Right, oh, and I'm using a Swiss roll as well. Right, for this now I'll be making the jelly first because it needs to cool. So I've got the jelly cubes in here ready, and I'm just going to pour half a pint of hot water into this. Half a pint of hot water. And now I'm just going to stir this until it's cold. Well, I've got the radio on in the background. It's Greatest Hits 70s. Playing some cracking music on it, fair play. Just listening to some Pink Floyd. Excellent. Anyway, I'll stir this now until it's all dissolved. Whilst the jelly's dissolving in by here now, and just cut this, try and cut it some equals to lay on the bottom. This is a jam and cream roly-poly. Just going to use them as the bottom. You can also use lady fingers for this. I nearly said it again, which is the rude way. And you can't pour, I think. Said it on TV. So you're going to squash that down. Right, that's all done. Set that aside. Bring it closer now. So it's still dissolving a second. So whilst that's dissolving, I'm going to pour in some sherry. You want it to soak the bottom of the sponge and let it soak up. Don't be too tight, but yet don't be too generous, otherwise you won't set. I think that's enough. Yeah, that's enough. So yeah, I'll just wait out until the jelly melts. Right, the jelly's all dissolved, melted. So I'm going to top it up now, up to just about just under a pint with cold water. But I'm also going to use the juice of the mixed fruit, or the syrup of the mixed fruit. I'll just top it up now with some cold water. This is now just under a pint. With the mixed fruit. A fruit cocktail. Stir it about a minute. Just going to scatter it about on the soaked sponge. And just scatter it about so it's evenly spread. Now you want to be careful now when you pour in the jelly. I normally pour it onto a spoon. Let it flow off the spoon. Otherwise you'll have bits of sponge and flow it in everywhere. Right, you want to now put this into the fridge until it's set in about an hour, hour and a half. Right, I'm now going to make the custard because that needs to cool as well to go on top. So I'm having 2 tablespoons and 2.5 tablespoons of bird's eye custard powder. Same then with the sugar, granulated sugar, 2.5 tablespoons. Right, I'm going to heat up some milk, but because I'm going to be using some evaporated milk in here as well, I wouldn't need so much of this. So I'm going to heat up about 3/4 of a pint then of milk. I'll heat up now in the saucepan of 3/4 of a pint of milk. But out of this 3/4 I'm just going to add a bit to that to make a paste. Right, I've heated the milk up now in the microwave. Thought it was quicker, so just add it now to the custard powder. And I put a hole in both sides of the carnation tin, and I want 1/4 of a pint of this. Just add that to the custard. And I put this back in the microwave now to thicken up. And the custard is all nice and thick. I just set this aside now to cool, but I'll cover it now with cling film as well. Beautiful. I'll just cover that now. Right, the jelly's been setting now for about 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours. And also the custard's nice and cool. So I'll just put this on the top. Of the custard, of the jelly. I'll put it back in the fridge then to set. I'll put it back in the fridge then to set for me to do the topping. I'll just put this now in the fridge to set. I've poured 300 mils of double cream, and I'll whip this now until it's coming up to I'll just started to thicken, and then I'll add the icing sugar. So I'll just whip this a second. Right, the cream's just started to thicken now, so I don't want it to go too thick. A minute, because I want to add the icing sugar. So I'm adding 2 heaped dessert spoons of icing sugar, and just give this a stir in. That's that. And get out the trifle now. And spatula. So I'll just spoon this on a sec. Second. Right, the cream's on. I did add a little bit more cream to it to soften it a bit, because it did become a bit too stiff. So I added more cream to it and just slowly whipped it in, and it became nice and soft then. So now, to make a tradition, just put the hundreds and thousands on top. Right.